Hello, and welcome to Friday the 13th.
Woo!
Should have had a pumpkin. Go get the pumpkin. Get the black one. Gotta make this spooky.
Is it spooky yet?
Just a floating jack-o'-lantern.
Nice. Discovery special effects. Congratulations.
Okay. Now that silliness is done, we are going to cover the Evil Dead series. Well, okay, not series, because that implies TV. Franchise.
Primarily because we like the Evil Dead and haven't really watched the Friday the 13th movies and missed out on that whole wave of American subculture.
Also, everyone is doing Friday the 13th today. Everyone.
So, happy Evil Dead Day! I bet there's already one of those and the internet's pissed off. Oh well.
So, to those who don't know, Evil Dead stars Bruce Campbell, his, hero, and
I've only bought all the books he's ever written.
his character's name is Ash, short for Ashley, for some reason.
The most manly of man names.
Yes. And it's about him and his friends going to this abandoned cabin where, of course, teenagers awaken the evil, satanic rituals and bring about the end times.
Which for some reason weren't already awake since that tape had already been played. Well, a guy had said it originally.
So, well, his wife was dead.
So I guess, opening a portal to hell has like a time lapse on it.
It just closes if nothing's happening. So the series of movies is The Evil Dead. Then you have Evil Dead 2. I don't think it has a subtitle.
Which is a weird rehash of the first one.
Because they didn't have the rights anymore.
Yeah, to the original footage. So they just deleted all the friends from the intro and then brought in a bunch of new people that were sort of related to the first movie, like the original owner's daughter and stuff, and gave it a bit more gravitas and archaeologists.
And then the third movie is called Army of Darkness. The first two movies were actual horror movies where they were meant to frighten you. Army of Darkness threw that out the window, and as much as they had a few, terror, it was mostly a comedy.
Yep, and Army of Darkness was the first one that I ever saw on TV, and I thought it was amazing.
It's definitely like going to one of those haunted houses at the fair.
Yep.
All
the little people from Gulliver's Travels and stuff.
And then there is the new Evil Dead movie, which was okay.
So they definitely ratcheted up the gore and gross out on that one. But since you're supposed to be already a hardcore fan, it wasn't super scary.
And there is a TV series, which we have not watched yet.
Meaning we're bad people.
Yeah, we have the first season on DVD or Blu-ray or something, but we never watched it.
We're getting to it.
Totally getting to it.
It's in that pile of stuff that you need to experience before you die, and we're like, well, I suppose to keep it over here and keep doing the same things we've already done.
I had given myself homework for this, and I didn't do it. There's also an Evil Dead stage play, and we went to go see that. And there's a picture I have of us with the stage Ash, and it's somewhere. I'm not going to go looking for it now.
So we've watched it twice.
Yes. We went when it was on the Strip in Hollywood, and then we... Oh, Hollywood? Really? Las Vegas? Really?
I think it was at the Planet Hollywood.
Yes. Yes. Or, yeah.
It just depends how drunk you are. You kind of forget what city you're in.
Then the next time we saw it, it was off Strip in a very creepy city and out-of-the-way place. But, it was fun. It's a mashup of the first two movies and then just pretty much made into a comedy.
It's very enjoyable. If you like the Evil Dead franchise, you'd definitely enjoy the musical.
And boobs.
Yep. Unless you're one of those people who hates musicals, no matter the cost, and then forget that you loved all those Disney movies growing up, which are musicals with cartoons.
He's not speaking from personal experience.
I have a few friends who say, I don't like musicals, except for the 40 Disney movies I watched when I was a kid, and would totally recite all the songs to now.
Whereas I am not in denial about that, so. But yeah. He really, really loves the Evil Dead series. I think it's good.
I think I watched Army of Darkness at least 50 plus times.
It is rewatchable.
And that's like somewhere the top 3 of movies I've seen way too many times, along with Starship Troopers, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars.
That's 4 movies.
Aliens.
5.
RoboCop.
6.
Ramble.
Yeah. Would you like to talk anything else about it? Should I get a microphone and interview? As a Bruce Campbell fan, what do you like about it?
I like the fact that every time you watch anything with Bruce Campbell in it, unless for some reason you hate his manner of acting, you feel special because only you and a few other hundred or tens of thousands of people nowadays know about this guy who is obviously an A-list actor but continually gets B-movie roles.
I'm pretty sure he picks them.
It's like, it has to be on purpose.
And also, he's kind of like the cheesy... I don't think he would make it in, like, A-list movies.
Yeah, he is kind of a cheese ball. Like, it's like from another era that doesn't exist anymore, but is still here.
But at the same time, Jim Carrey gets A-list jobs, and what's different about him?
He was an insane cheeseball. Whereas Bruce Campbell never really makes the leap towards insanity. You can always tell he's kind of in control.
Are you sure?
You know, especially when he's laughing with a house that's dancing up and down.
I say in Evil Dead 2, I think it's 2, maybe it's the first one, the house comes alive and mocks him. In Army of Darkness, there's little hymns running around, and he gleefully laughs while pouring boiling water down his throat.
Yeah.
He chops off his own hand.
Totally sane individual. And since I am the Bruce Campbell superfan, I've watched all my audio commentaries and everything else I can find on YouTube. And Bruce Campbell's opinion of Ash the character is that all the unfortunate things that happens to him, he deserves because Ash is a goddamn idiot.
Yeah. Because in the first one, he's supposed to be like in college or something.
Yep.
And he's failing miserably at life.
And he just runs off with his friends to get drunk in the woods, give his girlfriend the lamest necklace of all time.
It's like a little spyglass.
Yeah. And they act like he proposed to her.
And by Army of Darkness, he's working at a knockoff Kmart, and he's super proud of himself.
Shop smart. Shop S-smart. Yes, he's Ash from Housewares, which is apparently the most badass title you could possibly have once you grow up, I guess. We'll never grow up.
Nope. But yeah, because I think in Army of Darkness he talks about how he has his basic chemistry books from college, and that's how he made gunpowder and stuff.
It's like, thinking back on him, he also seems like an everyman that watched all the action movies from the 70s and 80s with the gigantic muscle men of Arnold and Sylvester. But it's like he's just full of one-liners as he's murdering all these demons, and he thinks he's cool, and he's kind of what you want to be like. At the same time, you're like, man, he is so screwed.
Do you have any lines you'd like to recite?
Groovy.
That's it? All I got is groovy?
Good, bad on the guy with the gun?
Not what he says to the king?
Which one?
The one who is going to get killed.
Listen, pal, you're leading 2 things right now. Jack and shit, and Jack left town.
At least he doesn't talk about bubblegum.
It's like Rowdy Piper
Yeah,
from They Live.
I don't remember.
Yes. Duke Nukem, the video game character, is a combination of mostly Ash and the main character from They Live.
But yes, I do think the Evil Dead series is underrated. And I am sad that they didn't do more with the remake. I feel like they could have done a lot more. But I think that's what the TV series was supposed to do. Since in the movie they... At first, I thought it was a remake, and then at the end, if you sit through all the credits, Ash is actually there, and he's, like, ready to take on the world again.
So he's kind of demony, though.
I don't think he is in the series.
No.
But did see that in an interview, Bruce Campbell said he was done being Ash, so everyone's worried about the series. So now we definitely have to watch it.
Ruh-roh.
There's a cat. Phobos, you're not in this. You're not in the picture. You got to try harder. Nope. Okay. He wants dinner, but we just fed him, so I don't think he understands the concept.
Nah, clearly you've never seen his cats on camera, so you're just making them up. You don't have 3 cats that, knock everything over.
Never in a million years. They don't keep me up at night. Anything else? Besides, we do have 2 black cats, and we always joke that means we have good luck.
Yes, they cancel each other out.
They have to, right?
Yes, if you haven't seen the Evil Dead movies, you should watch them. If you just want to watch a plain comedy, watch Army of Darkness. The other movies are summarized in the beginning of that one, so you don't really need them for context, sadly. It's just helpful.
And if you want to watch more of a horror movie, watch the remake of the movie.
And if you do watch the first Evil Dead, just admire what they could do with, I think it was less than $500,000 back in 1980. Throwing together a horror movie. Since everything costs at least several million back then, and nowadays you can't get anything made for less than a few dozen million.
Yeah, it is interesting being like, oh, we had to pretend that this piece of wood was so heavy.
Yeah, like...
It's like when in Star Trek, when they're throwing styrofoam at people, and they have to be like, oh, a boulder!
Yeah, and the first few times you watch it, you don't really pay attention to how, silly it is. But, especially after watching the commentary, and they pointed out for me, there's a scene in the first Evil Dead where Ash is trapped by a bookshelf, and by a bookshelf I mean one shelf and a little hanger-on piece that he struggles with on the floor for a minute while everyone else is being eaten by zombies and whatnot. Great stuff.
Yeah. Also, out of left field, if you want to watch a very cheesy, probably C movie, My Name is Bruce.
Oh, yeah.
It's also got a horror element to it, so that one's Chinese zombie or something.
Yes.
And it's got
evil Chinese spirit zombie.
Oh, the younger Raimi.
Ted.
Yeah, he's like every character in this town. Every character ever.
He gets to die several times in that movie.
I was gonna say, and then he and Bruce Campbell were also in the Xena and Hercules series, weren't they?
Yep.
Yeah. They get around.
Yeah, because I think Ted played Joxer in Xena.
And Bruce was... I can't remember his name, but he was like the Prince of Thieves.
Autolycus?
Of course you would know.
Well, I do have the action figure.
He's not lying. He does have pretty much a Bruce Campbell action figure, so...
Yep.
I guess the only, quote, horror movie of Bruce's we haven't really seen is what, Bubba Hotep or something?
Well, I've seen that one.
I haven't. This became a Bruce Campbell night instead of our Evil Dead night.
Friday the 13th, Bruce Campbell taking over. That's okay with me.
Yeah, I'm sure there's other Bruce Campbell movies, but I don't know them, so...
Yes, Bubba Hotep is geriatric Elvis and black missing half a brain JFK versus a cowboy mummy that's stealing the souls of the patients at an elderly home.
Nope.
One day, Rose, you'll watch that movie and you'll be like, wow, this is a masterpiece.
Oh, I'm sure. Until then...
I'll see you all later.
Have a great weekend, everyone. Bye.